Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Hello grade 12s. This is an economics common test for March 2023. So we will be doing that together. It's from the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Department and downloaded from the stanmorephysics.com website. Now yesterday I did business studies. The video just before this one is business studies grade 12 past exam paper, so you can check that out. If you see yourself enjoying this video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to the channel, so that the channel can grow, and that is your way of showing appreciation if you really appreciate this content, because I know some of you guys do. And please leave a comment down below and tell me how this video helped you. Now, without wasting any more of your time, let's get right into it. So guys, the first page is your cover page, and then the second page will be instructions and information. Now you have to go through them. So in this question paper, for instruction and information number 1 says answer 3 questions as follows. Okay, so section A is compulsory. You have to answer section A, and then section B, answer any one question from this section. So meaning you are going to be given 2 questions, so you answer 1 in section B. And then in section C, answer any one of the 2 questions. So you are also going to be given 2 questions, you will answer 1. Or in exams, you can be given 3 questions and then you answer 2. That you should know how many questions you should answer per section. Okay. Number the answers correctly according to the numbering system used in this question paper. So number the question that you had answered correctly. Write the number of each question above each answer. Write the question carefully and start each question on a new page. So question 1 should have its own page, question 2 its own page when you answer. Leave at least 1 line between subsections of each question, and then start each question on a new page. And then number 7, answer questions in full sentences and ensure that the format, content and context of your response comply with the cognitive requirements of the question. If you are given a question, guys, and it says list 2 what and then it's 2 marks, which means you're going to get 1 mark for each answer. But if you're asked to explain, outline something, and you're given 6 marks, which means you are required 3 full sentences. If you give 3 full sentences, each sentence counts for 2 marks. Or you can give 6 short sentences to account for the 6 marks. You will see when we answer the questions. Answer only the required number of questions, so you don't answer more questions and be like the teacher will take the marks for the one you got a lot of marks for. It does not work like that. They will mark the first question in that section which you're supposed to choose. Use only blue or black ink. Non-programmable pocket calculator may be used. Write legibly and present your work neatly. Now guys, so that this video does not take long, because this video is written for 1 hour, if I start to do it now with you like that, it will take 1 hour. I'm going to show the memo on the right hand side and the question paper on the left hand side, and then we are going to just go through the question and through the memo just like that. Okay, this is for us to save time and be able to finish this question paper in time. All right, now here we have it. So we'll just go to question 1. Let's do this to make the questions bigger. So various options are provided as possible answer to the following questions. Choose the correct answer and write only the letter next to the question number in the answer book. So question 1, 1.1.1 says, the market where long-term deposits and borrowings are made is called. Where long-term deposits and borrowings are made. So that is the capital market. Okay. And then 1.1.2 says public goods on which fees are levied to exclude free riders. So public goods on which fees are levied to exclude free riders are called collective goods. So it's very important that you know your definitions, you know everything. Okay, at the beginning of a chapter, you need to read it to understand. I have videos that I have done on economics in this channel. You can check them out. I'll try to link them in the description box down below. You just click the click more button under this video and you will see them. And then 1.1.3 says the economic model that shows the relationship between unemployment and inflation is called the Phillips curve. So 1.1.4 says an increase in price of a currency in terms of another currency due to market forces is referred as increase in the price of a currency in terms of another currency due to market forces is called appreciation. Okay. Overvalue is something when something is overpriced. Appreciation is something when it's increasing in value. Undervalue is something that is undervalued, underpriced. And then depreciation is a decrease in value. 1.1.5 says removal of unnecessary restrictions that may reduce international trade is called deregulations. All right. So we are done with 1.1. Let's go to 1.2. Choose a description from column B that matches the item in column A. Write only the letter. So it's very important for you guys to know definitions of things and understand concepts. You will master question A, section A, like nobody's business. Totals are yours here. So we have in column A, we have residual items, we have moving averages, we have treasury bills, we have trade balance, we have absolute advantage, and we have social services. So we need to choose which description best suits the items in column A. So which description best suits residual item, moving average, treasury bills? Okay, so we're going to start with residual items. So you have to go through all those and know what is residual items. So it goes with D, residual items used for balancing national income figures. Okay, and then 1.2.2 moving averages is analyzing the series of data over a period of time. And then treasury bills is a short-term debt obligation of the central government. And then 1.2.4 trade balance is the difference between the value of exports and imports. And then absolute advantage is a situation where one country can produce goods or services cheaper than the other. And then social service is a benefit provided by the government to improve the quality of life of citizens. So that is how you answer. Think about it. Treasury bills. Yeah, it is a short-term debt. Bills are debts. So you think about absolute advantage is when someone has more advantage more than the other. So you see, that's why you'll be able to say a situation where the country can produce goods or services cheaper than the other, so it's an advantage. And then for social service, we go for B, is benefit provided by the government to improve the quality of life of citizens. That is social service. It's a social service. So you think about it before you choose an answer. And then give one term for each of the following descriptions. Write only the term next to the question number. That's 1.3. So 1.3.1 says a small initial increase in spending which produce a proportionally larger increase in aggregate national income. That is the multiplier effect. And then 1.3.2 says the highest turning point of a business cycle is a peak. The highest, not the lowest, the highest. The business that is wholly or partially owned by the state, that a parastatal or a state-owned enterprise. Parastatal. star tiles. Yes. 1.3.4, the value of a country's currency in exchange for another currency, that is exchange rate. So you see, that is how you answer. Make sure you read your theory and you never go wrong. Check out my previous videos. I will try to link some of them in the description box down below, and you just go and check it out. So I'll just link the whole playlist in the description box. It's easier that way. So you just go through the playlist and check where I did theory and taught things, where I teach economics. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. It's fine if you don't show the marks for the memo. It's section B. Answer one of the two questions in the section in the answer book. In the section in the answer book. So you're given two questions, which is question 2 and 3, but you have to choose one for 40 marks. So here we are dealing with macroeconomics. 2.1, answer the following questions. 2.1.1 says, name any two examples of direct taxes. Direct taxes. A tax that is directly paid by whomever has been taxed. So for a direct tax, we have income tax, we have property tax, we have transfer tax, capital gain tax, corporate tax, or any other tax that is a direct tax that you have written. Okay, so any other relevant answer will be taken as long as it's a direct tax. Why is gold 2.1.2? Why is gold shown as a separate item on the balance of payment? Because gold is a major contributor to the country's GDP, hence is recorded separately to monitor its trend. Even if, so that is a full sentence. So if you just say gold is a major contributor to the country's GDP, you'll get 1 mark. Okay, so you need to elaborate in better. Hence, it is separate. It's recorded separately to monitor its trend. So that is a full sentence. It awards you 2 marks. And then 2.2, study the table below and answer the questions that follow. 2.1.1. The method, we have item and millions there. We have gross value at factor cost, other taxes on production, other subsidies on on production, and cross value added at basic prices. So identify the method of calculating national account shown above. Is the income method. It's used to calculate the national account shown above. And then 2.2.2 says give another term used for gross value added. So that is the gross domestic product, GDP. And then 2.2.3, briefly describe the term gross national product. And gross national product is the market value of all final goods and services that are produced by permanent residents in a country in a year. That is gross domestic product, gross national product. And then 2.2.4 says explain the benefit of investing in small businesses in the economy. This one is a general one. What are the benefits of investing in a small business in a country? That's why we have any other relevant ones. What do you think are the benefits? Well, number one would be like small business investment can create employment, thus improving the standard of living. So, or emergence of small businesses can improve economic growth in the country. So, what are the benefits? Okay, that's what you should write. So, if they say briefly explain the term, explain the benefit of investing in small business of a country, you are explaining. You must give a full sentence and then they'll give you your full mark, or you can give 2 short sentences. I hope you get that. Calculate the value of A. Show all your calculations. So you take the gross value factor and other taxes on production, and you subtract other subsidies on production, and then you get your gross value added at basic price. And then going down, study the extract below and answer questions that follow. South Africa current account surplus widens in quarter one. The current account surplus in South Africa rose to 143 billion in the first quarter of 2022 and an upward revised 132 billion in the fourth quarter of 2021. The goods surplus widens to 360 billion from 336 billion in the previous period, reflecting a large increase in the value of merchandise and net gold exports than in the value of merchandise imports. Identify the sub-account of the balance of payment discussed above. So you need to know which current account is given. So you write current account. And then 1.2.3 says, give the change in the surplus between quarter 4 and quarter 1. Give the change in the surplus between quarter 4 of 2021 was quarter 4 is 132 billion, that is quarter 1, and then quarter 4 the current account surplus in South Africa rose to in the first quarter of 2022. No, they want quarter 1 of 2022 from an upward in the fourth quarter of 2021. A good surplus widens and previous periods, reflecting a large number in value of merchandise gold in the value of merchandise. Okay, so the current account surplus in South Africa rose to 143 billion in the first quarter of 2022. Give the change in surplus between quarter 4 of 2021 and quarter 1 of 2022. So quarter 1 of 2022 is 143 billion. And then the fourth quarter of 2021, so you just 143 minus 132, that will give you 11 billion. And then 2.3.3 says, briefly describe the term portfolio investment. That is 2.3.3. Portfolio investment refers to the buying of assets such as shares in companies on the stock exchange for another country, or any other relevant answer will be taken. So what is the importance of foreign direct investment in the economy? What is the importance of foreign direct investment in the economy? Direct investment in the economy, when foreigners are investing in the economy, what is the benefit? What are the benefits? So FDI is an inflow of capital in the foreign direct investment is an inflow of capital in the country which increases GDP. Having foreign direct investment creates job opportunities, hence improving the standard of living, or any other relevant answer as long as it talks about the benefits of foreign direct investment. 2.3.5, how can the shortage of skilled labor force affect the South Africa's trading position? So a shortage of skilled labor, how can it affect the South Africa's trading position? How can us not having a skilled workforce affect our ability to trade? So lack of skilled labor will reduce the quality of goods produced by the country. When there is a shortage of skilled labor force, resources cannot be put to optimum use. A lack of skills will make the country to be dependent on imports, thus causing balance of payment problems. So that is the problem, or any other relevant answer that relates to how a shortage in skilled labor will affect our trading position as South Africa. Okay, and 2.4 says distinguish between the money market and the capital market. Distinguishing is what are the difference, differentiate. Okay, what is the money market? What is the capital market? So the money market consists of short-term loans and investments which are made by consumers. So you look at the marks. 2 times 4, it's 8 marks. So you have to give 2 explain give 2 points for money market and gives 2 points for capital market. So the bank debentures, treasury bills, government bonds are traded in the money market. And then the capital market consists of long-term loans and investments which are made by consumers and business enterprise. So guys, what is a 2 times 4? Give 2 full sentences for each, or 4 short sentences. Okay. So 2.5 say, how can a positive balance of payment benefit the country? A positive BOP can allow the government to provide for the citizens, thus improving its livelihood. So you have to know what is a balance of payment. With a positive balance, the country is able to earn foreign income, thereby accelerating economic growth. And countries with a positive BOP can attract investors, therefore increase the real GDP. Now we are in question 3. Okay. Answer the following questions. So on 3.1.1 says name any 2 examples of transfer payments. So a transfer payment is a social grant or a pension or any other acceptable. Okay. 3.1.2 says, what is the relationship between the size of the multiplier and the marginal propensity to consume? So a positive correlation exists, as the bigger MPC will result in a bigger size of the multiplier and vice versa. Whichever increase the other. If the multiplier increase, the marginal propensity to consume increase, just like that. Study the picture below and answer the question. So with economics, you need to know how to analyze cartoons, just like you do in English. In economics, you have to do the same. So it says South Africa's foreign sector. Wonderful. What is this building? Miracle of architecture. Source adapted from Google Images. So identify the economic participants. Discuss above. Already, foreign sector. You don't even need to think about it twice. The keywords and everything is all in the cartoon. Give 1 example of a product that is sold in the factor market. Give 1, but you can choose between labor, capital, natural resources. And then 3.2.3 say, briefly discuss the term circular flow. The circular flow refers to the continuous flow of spending, production, and income between different sectors of the economy. But the answer is not limited to this. Anything, as long as it's a circular flow, you will be given your full marks. And then 3.2.4 says, what is the negative effect of an increase in tax rate on the business sector? How will the business sector be impacted negatively when there is an increase in tax? An increase in tax is associated with a subsequent decrease in profit caused by a decrease in aggregate demand. So tax increases can slow down business development, as the large portion of business turnover is used for paying taxes. So it's 2 marks. You need to give a full sentence, give your 2 marks or 2 half sentences. How can households benefit from an increase in government spending? How can households benefit from an increase if the government decides to spend more money? How is the households going to benefit? Households enjoy better infrastructure and improved standard of living, because the government will decide that, okay, we are putting money into the economy to grow it by creating jobs. So meaning and improving infrastructural development. So meaning households will enjoy better infrastructure and improved standard of living, and again the citizens are able to enjoy better living conditions and personal growth, and there will also be jobs, guys. So don't forget to add that. That is another benefit. So the data response: study the graph below and answer the questions that follow. Okay, so foreign exchange market in South Africa, we have demand and demand 1, and we have 1 supply is the quantity, and then on the left hand side we have the price. So as quantity increase, price increase, but supply remains the same. Okay, identify the exchange rate system that is represented by the graph. It's a free floating exchange rate system. Give the original exchange rate is 14 rand, 53 rand, 63. That is the original one. Briefly describe the term revaluation. Revaluation refers to the action by the central bank to deliberately increase the value of currency. So a re-evaluation is revaluing something. Okay, you can also say that it's a revalue, like you are re-looking at the value of something. And then 3.3.4, what could be the cause of the upward shift from DD to D1? Increase in importation of goods and services by South African, an increase in the demand for US dollar. An increase in the demand for the US dollar will rise up the exchange rate of the dollar. Okay, outflow of capital to foreign countries will increase the demand for dollar. All right, how can the central bank stabilize the value of a currency? So we have a currency errant. How can it be stabilized? How can it be stable? The central bank may buy and sell foreign exchange when the currency is undervalued or overvalued. When the currency is undervalued, interest rates can be increased to cause an inflow of foreign currency and vice versa. So the central bank can set inflation targets to increase inflation pressure. So we are at we are now on 3.4. Briefly discuss the size of population and income level as demand reasons for international trade. So you discuss the size of the population and income level as demand reason. We have supply and demand reasons for international trade. So the size of the population, the increase in population growth may result to an increase in demand. Local producers may not be able to satisfy its demand. So therefore means that goods and services must be important. So demand side, the population increasing, meaning that the current producers in the country will not be able to meet all the demands of consumers. So that's why we need international trade. Okay. And then income level, when people earn more, they will want goods from outside. That's the way to look at it. But you can be there. Income level, change in income level causes a change in demand for goods and services. An increase in the per capita income of people results in more disposable income that can be spent on local goods and services, some of which may then have to be important. So accept any relevant answer as I have said. 3.5, how can South Africa benefit from an increase in injections and inflow in the economy? How can South Africa benefit from it? Okay, so that's how you look at the question. An increase in exports results to a consequent increase on the country's real GDP. When capital investment increases, the quality of goods produced by the country can improve, therefore accelerating economic growth. So any other relevant answer, you'll go through that. And here we have section C. So answer one of the two questions in this answer book. Ensure that your answer follows the structure indicated below. So for introduction, you're going to be given 2 marks. A good starting point could be to define the main topic related to the question. So you must define the topic that you are given. In introduction is 2 marks. Do not include any part of the question in the introduction. So just define it. And then for body, you discuss in details. You're going to have a body and an additional part to the body. And then you're going to have conclusion is 2 marks. Any high order conclusion should include a brief summary. So conclusion is an observation, a fact. So you're just going to state a fact. That fact is going to be a conclusion. And then question 4, macroeconomics. Discuss in detail the new economic paradigm in the smoothing of cycles. So you can explain what is economic paradigm in an introduction. The new economic paradigm discourages policymakers in using monetary and fiscal policy to fine-tune the economy. However, they are encouraged to resort to policies related to demand and supply. So anything that talks about what is the paradigm, economic paradigm, you're going to be given a mark. So you are asked for 26 marks to discuss in detail the new economic paradigm. So you're gonna have the demand side policy. You're gonna write everything about about the economic paradigm. We have the demand side policy, inflation, unemployment, and then we have the supply side policies. Yeah, and then you can pause the video and go through. Let me do this. Is important is the SA type question. So I'm gonna start. This is the introduction here, and then the main part is answering the 26 marks. This is how you answer a 26 marks question. You write everything under that topic, and then for the additional part, how can exogenous external factors influence the economy is an additional part for 10 marks. So you state out your 5 facts, full sentences, and your full mark. And then your conclusion is a fact. Under the real world circumstances, government will avoid the use of monetary and fiscal policy as they trigger inflation effects and cause unemployment. So that is a fact. What can you say, Wena, as a fact? That is what is needed there. And then question 5, discuss in detail the macroeconomic objective of the state. Introduction, what is the main objective of state? Explain that, and then you're going to talk about the main objective of state under economic growth, full employment, exchange rate stability, price. So the objectives of state, what the states want to achieve with regards to economic growth, full employment. You can even just say the happening and say economic growth, what the state wants to achieve. Economic growth refers to, you explain what is economic growth, and for economic development to take place, you shall ask what the state has to do, and then you have to talk about full employment, what is full employment, and what the state has to do to achieve full employment, and then the exchange rate stability, what is exchange rate stability, and what the state has to do to achieve exchange rate stability. So that's how you answer that. And then the additional part says, how can public sector failure negatively affect the economy of South Africa? How can failing of the public sector, the government, how does government failure affect the economy of South Africa? It affects them. When the states fail, the citizens embark on service delivery protest, thereby damaging the much needed infrastructure. Failure by government to provide services slows down economic growth, therefore decelerating economic development. So economic development lowers when the government fails to deliver basic needs. So any other relevant answer will be accepted, and then you do effect. You state effect on your conclusion that the state is a very important participant of the economy as it gets to make critical decisions on governing the country. So what is effect about state? That is how you conclude. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Until the next video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Business studies is a video before this video.